Welcome, GBLAN online Tecmo Super Bowl fans. This is Trojan bringing to you once again another online Tecmo Super Bowl tournament group play game. Today I'm excited to announce I am joined by the other co-founder of the Kumite tournament in Detroit, Matthew O'Toole. Toolie, how you doing tonight?
Doing real good, Troy. Thanks for having me. Hello, Tecmo.
That's right. We are all banding together here in this online community to make it better for everyone out there. Toolie is going to help break down a game between Darthro, who is a Milwaukee area region player, and he's been all over the tournament scene, and then his buddy Odell, who is the other co-founder. So you get to commentate your buddy's Tecmo play today, and Darthro selected the Denver Broncos, San Diego Chargers, something of a mirror matchup, and we're going to get this one going here.
Sounds good. This was actually the matchup that I lost to Regulator at the Tecmo Madison this year. I was San Diego, and he was Denver.
He didn't out-tap you, did he?
Once or twice.
He's been known to do that, folks. Don't know how the guy has a thumb left over. Let's see Bratton with the return here. Out near the 10 and out of bounds near the 13 or 14 yard line. We're looking like a mix of run and shoot, weak side open, red gun, and shotgun pass, and called run one immediately to the top. And when you play this matchup, what are some of the keys that you look out to exploit if you're going to be the Denver Broncos?
Well, if you're Denver, of course, you're dealing with two usable defenders. Three, really, if people use Seal, although I'm generally using Bird and O'Neal, and Seal is sort of only in maybe extreme rare cases, or I might give him a heat check to see if he's fast.
Darthro forcing one up top there. John Elway is not as good in this game as he was in real life, folks, throwing it up to a covered receiver pass control. Stats are pretty low here for Elway in this game, and pays the price, and now Odell takes over. Looks like a run two incoming from Marion Butts.
Yeah, throwing in the coverage in this matchup is not a bold strategy. I don't think it's going to work out for him, Cotton.
Nice dive tackle from the middle linebacker there. Munford taking out that motion play before it gets going, and now Marion Butts bouncing it up top in the clear. Looks like Darthro's man defender got bounced, and Butts is now wasting time into the end zone. He goes touchdown, Odell.
Yeah, in the previous play, that's a nice little play you can do, blowing up those motion runs. The up and A run can get blown up by LB3 pretty good. But, if you pair it with the weak side open and run two, then it becomes quite a bit of a guessing game. Those two plays as a pair can be a pretty good pair of runs to run, especially if you're not good at tapping. They're a nice pair to have. So it looked like in that case it must have been, or actually I'm looking at the wrong set of plays here. So, but those can be a good pair of plays to run.
And Elway's pass wide open to Clarence K, incomplete. Again, the pass control just kind of reared its ugly head. For those watching at home, we do have verification here. Darthro is going to have the taps all day. And now the pass one, wide receiver two, Vance Johnson down to the 20, beats the defenders and gets out of bounds. Nice throw there.
Yeah, you definitely have the chance for Vance to burn some drones. And so you've got to be aware as San Diego about where he is on the field, where the opponent has placed him, so that you're wary about getting back in time.
Looks like Humphrey is going to be walking around here into the end zone with broken fingers after catching that laser inches away from John Elway, and then back-to-back plays from Humphrey, takes the run to the end zone, and we got a tied game here, folks.
Yeah, I mean, on the defense on that play, you can be O'Neal, the LB1, but it looked like Odell was going for a kind of a do-or-die, using the LB3 to bump a defender and get some drone help to try and bottle that run. But sometimes you get flattened, and you know going in that if that happens, that it's an easy big gainer, or in this case, a touchdown.
Drone makes the tackle there, one-on-one here with Odell. He is at the 15, looking like pass 3 coming in here. Going with Tolliver, pass speed, a little bit less control, and pass control coming into play again for both quarterbacks for wide open receivers. And that's what you get at this tier. You get high running back play, but not so much on the quarterback side of things.
Yeah, that pass 3, a lot of times your wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 are both open, so it can be a nice play. You get the defender up.
And this time, Odell forcing a pass, and one has to wonder while they're playing this if leg may have been in question, because that was a pretty questionable throw there. I imagine he was probably trying to go for a burn route, but seemed to be a little forced with the defenders in the area. And now we have a burn route from Darthro down to Vance Johnson. Quick strike capability with the speed from these quarterbacks, and John Elway and Darthro go up 13-7, extra point incoming.
Yeah, it looked like that on the interception that Tolliver might have shorted that throw, so it would have been a decent attempt at a burn route, but when the throw is off the mark, especially in this matchup with either quarterback, you're going to be facing a high percentage chance of an interception.
And now we have a fumble and recovered by Denver. So things were looking really good there for Odell with the turnover early and the score. And now he's down a touchdown and in danger of giving up another score. Underneath to Jackson. Dangerous throw, rifles it in. If you've got a Kubiak in there, I think that's an interception.
Yeah, I got in there just in time.
Throws underneath, and we get Jackson in for the touchdown. Thought we might see a jumping deflection there, but is able to get it in just in the nick of time. Mark Jackson touchdown, and now we have a 2-touchdown lead. But the extra point is blocked. That's the danger of Leslie O'Neal coming there. And online Tecmo, sometimes you can't just mash that button and kick it off.
Yeah, kind of a do-or-die play there on that touchdown. Going after the quarterback. Probably Odell's thinking there is that even if he gives up the score, he's got enough time if he gives it up immediately.
Here we see that burn route work this time the way it should.
He's got enough time to get down, get a score before the half, then he gets the ball back, just down a score, giving him a chance in the game. So I think he was not too worried about giving up that touchdown as long as he left himself enough time on the clock.
And Marion Butt's now down to, I think, 13 receptions. He's going to leave him in the running back position here. He is in bad. Looks like pass 3 incoming, shotgun play. Fletcher on defense. Just about everyone's covered. He's going to throw it underneath to Butts. Despite being in bad, makes the reception and out to the 50. And we're real close to John Carney field goal range here.
Nice job by Odell waiting it out until that the running back 2 stopped his route. Because a lot of times people will throw that ball too early, and then the receiver or the quarterback will lead the receiver, causing essentially an overthrow, and those drones covering the wide receiver 1 end up getting an interception. So you got to wait that play out.
And here we have pass 1, and now Tolliver dancing around, not with the mobility. And we see the Chargers, Ronnie Harmon, pick it up. A bullet dodge there for sure, as this is a critical opportunity with that missed extra point. 2 field goals and a touchdown ties the game up. And we now have called pass 3. Just squeezes it into Ronnie Harmon there, the hot route.
Nicely done there. That was right in between the defender.
For those of you at home, that's 3 taps and B. And Miller JJ's here, can't break away from the drone there. 23 seconds, maybe 1 or 2 plays to get her in the end zone. Pass 4 here, the pressure is to cover wide receiver 1 underneath.
No!
And squeezes that in. Dead zone kicking in for Darthro because Odell had him in the mud. BJ Tolliver with a strike. And we are within a touchdown here.
I was going to comment. I didn't like that play call just because it's slow developing, and you probably limit yourself to 2 plays maximum to get the ball in the end zone. But Odell got the job done. I don't know if I would have called that just because of the time constraints, but he got it done. That was an exciting touchdown play.
So instead of maybe a 20-10 game here, or maybe even a 27 based on the potential interception there, now we have a 2014 game. Everyone has the entire playbook open to them. And we have an excellent sighting from Rod Bernstein, and we have Butts still in bad and Cox in bad, so that extra blocking power is not going to come into play probably. A lot of bad skill position here, and you got to just kind of take the garbage with the good, as Bernstein is in excellent.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of options on the bench for either one of these teams. Conditions don't help you out a whole lot, but Bernstein and excellent is certainly playable.
And Butts' condition now with the receptions down to 13, showing with that wide open drop. Another burn route to Miller, who's open, doing some dancing here. Great gain, over 50 yards on this one, out near the 30-yard line. This time going down to Bernstein, risky throw covered down below. With the extra ball control, with the extra receptions there, I suppose they felt a little better throwing it down there.
Yeah, kind of surprised we haven't seen more running, but I think the play selection probably has a lot to do with that because without taps, run, and run 2 are going to be tough to move the ball with.
Another called play here underneath to Harmon. Turns something out of nothing. Nice job. We do have 4th down coming up, but it's manageable here. And I always wonder in those situations after the play is gone, did anyone call QB sneak there?
Yeah, it's kind of the most obvious place to call QB sneak, but sometimes you can outthink your opponent, and you never know what they're going to call. Sometimes I like to call the weirdest play possible on 4th down, just to try and get a non-play call, or even on defense, just to think if they're thinking that way, to pick the least standard play you might pick, and sometimes it works out. You get a play call.
A lot of mileage out of pass 1 today on this Chargers offense. We saw a moment ago Butts and Tolliver not on the same page, and we have a 3rd down here. Again, pass 1. Lasers it in there. I don't know if that qualifies as a CC or not, but that was a frame tight throw for sure. And now see if Mecklenburg can get a block animation. Cannot, and we have 21-20. So quite the turnaround. Darth Rockman's got to be mentally frustrated with just this. You had all that momentum, all that lead, and hasn't been able to overcome it up to this point.
Yeah, again, Odell was able to get that touchdown, kind of fortunate right before the half, and then get the ball back and score again. So now he's back where he wants to be. It's back and forth. As long as he can score last, he can win this game. So, but I don't think Darth has too much to be concerned with yet. It's sort of Odell has moved the ball and scored a touchdown in his 2 possessions. Now he's got to answer back. And even a field goal would be fine on this drive. Well,
Humphrey showed as being bad. I couldn't tell, or the guy who looks like he's moving like a freight train, out of control. But pass 3 coming in here. And Darth must really want to go deep because he keeps throwing, he's running the QBs back just over the head of Mark Jackson there. 3rd down 6 coming up. I guess worth taking a shot with that condition of Kubiak being good, a little more pass control on the board there. Not going to be rifling those balls in quite as fast, and now going up to Vance Johnson. And this time gets the JJ, beats the defense, And great play, had some success earlier in the game with that. Will be interesting to see if Odell decides to take that away from him moving forward here. Wide receiver 2 does appear to be, at least was open initially, but terrible throw there by Kubiak. I think that throw has to come out a little bit sooner. And now we see a run 3. Humphrey, 5 yards on second down, and be interested to see the timing of this possession. You probably want to score fast so that if he scores again, that you can get the ball back with enough time to do something.
Yeah, and even onside kicking, if you score real fast, might be an option, just so that any Chargers touchdown scoring drive isn't going to leave you with nothing left.
Dangerous throw there, potentially giving up the opportunity to take the lead in this one. Throwing an interception is the worst possible thing that could happen here. And I would advise just running out of bounds in this situation. Mm-hmm. But decides to run it up inside. He's working with that 44 ball control, pass 3 coming in here. Throws it to a covered receiver, goes out at the back of the end zone, and now here's the field goal attempt to take the lead, to go up by 2. And he's close enough that the low arrow doesn't come to effect here. So up by 2 now. Darth Rockman not able to take it all the way in, and now is going to have to play perfect defense to keep him out of field goal range.
Yeah, this drive, Odell should be looking to get first downs and, not get in the end zone too fast. If he gets into field goal range, just try and burn as much clock as he can, setting up for a game-winning field goal or a real late touchdown.
Now, just refresh me, is Rod Birdstein an RB or a wide receiver? I can't ever remember.
Gosh, I hardly ever use the guy. I'm going to guess he's he's in the game initially, as the RB2, right? I think.
So with his condition, at some point, do you try to incorporate him as far as ball handling with excellent condition?
I don't know, but I would much rather still run butts. I mean, even if he's in bad, he's 56. I'd rather have that speed than the extra bump you get from the ball control.
And now Atwater is being used on defense and trying to force the throws here. Can't get the jump that he needs. If Smith is there a jumping pick potential?
I guess it depends on conditions. I don't remember Smith's attributes off the top of my head.
2nd and 13 here. Offset eye, critical down here. Getting behind the chains. Let's see if he can make this 3rd and manageable. And unable to defend this burn route has been Darth Rockman. Ball still bouncing around. Now we have a recovery by the Broncos. 1:05 left in this one. Live and die by pass 2 burn route to wide receiver 1 today. It seems to be the case.
Yeah, if you get that diver, then you just, there's a chance there for the fumble, but it seems like Odell's got a pretty rough share of the fumbles today.
Well, let's see if Darth Rockman can avoid snatching defeat from the jaws of victory and hang on and not turn the ball over in this one.
Yeah, that's really Odell's specialty, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. I can't tell you how many times I've watched him at Madison in particular just have some heartbreaking losses. So maybe he'll get one back in this game in his favor.
That's what we call savage, folks. Up to Humphrey, gets out of bounds wisely. Should be good for a first down. It is first down, Broncos. Darth Rockman getting near David Treadwell field goal range. Throws up to Jackson. Mark Jackson definitely now in field goal range for his kicker. 31 seconds here. When do you decide to punt, and maybe you wonder if they're going to keep trying to score just because of the differential in this one?
Yeah, after this play you could punt, obviously, but even at 30 seconds, if you're farther back, you could punt, because you can cycle a couple times, but I would probably run one more play there before thinking about punting.
Well, that's just going to about do it here. I'm looking here. All right. There it is. Really not much else can be done here about this one, and this game is likely to score end at 30-31 or 30-21, and it is. So Darthro takes this one from Odell, and I'd like to thank you for joining us today on Online GBLAN Tecmo. Toolie, it's been a blast. We'll do another one real soon here. Thanks everyone for watching. Hit like if you liked the video. Hit dislike if you didn't. Let us know about the game, your thoughts on the game in the comments, and we'll catch you next time on GBLAN Online Tecmo.